Yo, what up? This is Shyheim. You tuning in to All Hip Hop. Peace.
Yo, what's going on, world? It's your man Chuck Creekmer, aka Jigsaw, here with allhiphop.com at One World Studios, and we are here live and direct with my man, the actor, the rapper, the Renaissance man, Shyheim, aka the Rugged Child.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still go with that?
I mean, that's one of them things that, I can't shake it. You know what I'm saying? No matter how old I get, it's like, people always going to identify with that, you know, and it's just something, just like, I'm the Rugged Child.
There's already a rugged man, Rod.
Yeah, he been around for a long time, too. I remember back in the days, he was the Rugged Man. I was Rugged Child. I mean, it's all good.
Yeah. So, first of all, man, welcome home.
Thank you.
Glad to have you back in the world.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
Oh, I feel good, man. I feel good. I'm just observing and, just watching the game and just seeing where I can fit in, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to make solid contacts, you know what I'm saying? And just stay away from the nonsense, man, and the negativity and, leave my past as my past and just look forward to the future.
Make your moves. Doing any stint in jail, prison, whatever is not easy. You know what I'm saying? What kept you strong? I was, you were on Instagram. I was following you and seeing you seemed upbeat, but what held you down?
I would say memories, man. I was fortunate to have a life that I seen a lot. You know what I mean? I traveled, I experienced things that people in a lifetime may never get a chance to do. So just being in that cell and thinking about those times and just, sometimes I'll be laughing, you know what I'm saying? My man be like, yo, what you laughing? I'm like, nah, I was just thinking about this one time, you know what I'm saying? Or just being in the yard or whatever, just in the grass or something, just looking up at the sky and just thinking like, yo, what's up? Boy, what's with your mom? Like, yo, man, I'm in Amsterdam right now, you know what I'm saying? Because once you experience something, you can always bring yourself back to that moment and feel what you felt, that emotion.
Nice. Now, did anyone, try to test you, or was there any issues in that regard? Like,
prison life is an abnormal environment. So when you're dealing with that, of course, it's not something personal. It becomes the survival of the fittest. It's like, and it's designed that way, you know what I mean? Like you may have, well, in the Maxes it's ran a little different. It's more structured, it's more like, you know what I mean? But when you get there, I was in Clinton, Maine, actually a Max. I was in Max Penitentiary first, and then after about 2.5, 3 years or so, I moved down to a medium, and it's a totally different. It's like a culture shock because here you go from living around guys that has natural life, that's never coming home. It's a certain code, it's a certain respect. It's rules. You know what I'm saying? You're not just, I don't care who you are. You're not just gonna do what you want to do. Right. You know what I'm saying? Period. But then when you get down to a lesser security and you're in a medium, they put you in settings like a dormitory. So it may be a dormitory with 60 guys, right? Now, how do you expect 60 guys that want to call their family to share 2 telephones?
Right.
To share 1 stove.
Right.
So these things are designed to keep us fighting and catching tickets and staying in this environment. It's business. So yeah, when things like that start happening, and then you sleeping next to guys, it's you have to change into that. You know what I'm saying? And coming home is the opposite. Now I have to transition back into normal society because some of the things that still affect me, like I can't get on the train. Like I was telling you before, I wanted to get on the train. I'm from Staten Island. I wanted to hop on the train because I ain't been on a train in a long time. I'm like, yo, I want to take a train, but I'm nervous as shit because I'm on this train and I'm looking around and I'm watching people's hands and they moving too fast. I'm like, nah, I'm not ready for that yet. So I took my first Uber. That was a
Today
great
was your first Uber?
Yeah, today's my first Uber.
Wow.
I got in there. It was cool just to hit the button and I'm looking for the car. That was dope. Yeah, it's a process, man. It's definitely a process. I would just say, if anybody have family, man, check on them, man, because these people lose you in that system.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And if they don't feel you getting letters and you don't have that support, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares if they knock somebody upside their head, and who's gonna do something about it? You know, you do you have police brutality in the streets? People are getting gunned down and nothing's happening. Now imagine in the forgotten world.
Yeah.
In the forgotten world, the things that's going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what do? You have to either man up and be not with the shits, or get taken advantage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's about timing. It's so intricate, because something so small as a word or someone saying something to you, and if you don't respond correctly in the right amount of time, you are now prey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now if it's like, if it's just like, yo, dude looking at you, and it's just like, what's up? That's it. It's on. You know what I'm saying? So, but here it don't work like that.
Right.
You get here and it's like somebody looking at you, and I'm looking like, yo, what's up? And he's like, oh, what's up, Shyheim? And I'm like, oh, it took me. I had to take it back. I'm like, no, this ain't this. Nah, this is different. I got to get back into, you know what I'm saying, into the world.
You mentioned Uber. What has changed for you? What's, you know, technology's ever evolving. Life is ever evolving. Presidents, you know, I mean, there's a lot of different things that have. What's some of the biggest changes for you?
Oh, definitely social media. You know, when I left, social media was a thing, but it wasn't like it is now with the whole live and the interacting with the people, and it gives everybody a chance to say whatever, and it doesn't matter if it's true or not. Everybody can say whatever they want to say, and it's just like out there. And then it's like, what do? Do you go, you know, chasing down every argument and fighting and doing that? So it's just like, I don't know, you know, my people told me, man, don't pay none of that no mind, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna happen. You can post a picture. You can post a picture of your baby, and they're gonna say, "Why your baby got big ears?" or something. It's just like, yo, it's what you talking about, you know?
Yeah. Somebody called me out today on something I had did, and I was like, you know, I had actually got on my computer. I was going, I'm about to show, you know, I'm about to get him.
Yeah.
Then my homeboy, before I could, my homeboy commented on the same post. He was like, yo, this dude just wants you to look at his platform. He just wants you to say something. Don't even say nothing. Before I could even do so, I said, you know what, you're right. I don't say nothing.
But you know, with that's still a lot of, you know, people are immature, you know, so they have to go through what they have to go through for them to get the understanding to know how to, you know, correctly approach a situation or deal, or if it's just something to say, hey man, how you doing, man? Yo, I'm a fan of all hip hop, man. Yo, what I gotta do to get on all hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Instead of coming and being disrespectful or aggressive in any manner, or what they say, hating or whatever. It's just, you know, when you grow up, you just learn the correct way to do things, to treat people how you want to be treated, and that's really that, you know. Right.
Now you started your career as a 13, 14-year-old, really young in the game, out of Staten Island. Talk about your early beginnings and how you made your way, because I saw one interview, you know, you said you're affiliated with Wu-Tang, but they didn't make you. They didn't put you on, so to speak.
Well,
or if you want to clarify that.
Yeah, well, it was more of a thing like this, like, you know, of course, you know, the guys is much older than me, you know what I'm saying? So of course I wasn't in their crew. Right. You know what I'm saying? I was a shorty from around the way, whatever. I had relationships with Rakim the RZA, you know what I'm saying? Me and his younger brother, Ninth Prince from the Killer Army. Me and him was in the same class. You know, we from the same neighborhood, so we hung out all the time. So before music, I was always over their house and things like that. So me and Ninth always used to rhyme together, you know what I mean? But, you know, these are shorties, you know how it is. The older guys doing what they doing. So we would go around rapping and doing things like that. And then I had met Mercury from the Force MDs, from the legendary Force MDs. Shout
out to
Staten Island, R.I.P. Merc. You know what I'm saying? And Trisco and everybody that's rested in peace from the Force. And he promoted parties at this time, so he would bring everybody through Staten Island, and he let me perform, open up. You know, he put me in the studio. He was actually the first to put me in the studio, recorded a song, and then me performing at his parties made people say, hold on. Let's get shot in the studio, you know. So I started working with R&S.
How old were you at this point?
Oh, this time, I was real young. I probably was like 11 years old at this time.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And I just started recording, started getting beats from Rakim RZA and R&S, and I would make my demos and stuff like that. And then at the time, how I actually got my deal at the time, you know, they R&S was and Big Wigs and Guy Rute, they was shopping a group called GP Wu. Now GP Wu, so they in the meeting with them and whatever, and somehow my song played, or you know what I'm saying, something to that effect, and Virgin was interested in, like, who's this? You know, they thought I was a little girl, like, who's this girl? Because my voice was real, you know what I'm saying? And they was like, yo, man, we like him, and you know, and then the rest was, that was it, you know what I'm saying? Then I had got my deal, and at this time, you know, Wu-Tang was still being put together, you know what I'm saying? And as far as a group, Wu-Tang was always Wu-Tang, because everybody's from the same areas, you know what I mean? But then once the group came about, they released Protect Your Neck. Protect Your Neck was independent, and it came out, boom, and it blew. So by the time my deal actually, I finished my stuff, because I had to go through courts being a minor. So by the time I actually came out with my music, it was like, yo, oh, they got a little guy that they bring on with them. But the truth of the matter is, I had my deal already, and I was in the process of releasing music as well. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And for those that don't know, you know, that was an interesting period in time. Now, I don't know who came first or whatever, but there were a lot of, you know, Illegal was out. That was a kind of a kid group on the rugged side. You know, ABC and Crisscross, right?
Yeah, Chi Ali.
Yeah, Chi Ali.
The youngsters.
Philly in the house.
We actually, all of us is actually in talks, man, because you know, right now it's a lot of bring back. You got the old school guys doing this and old school guys doing that, but it's like they left out a whole tour of all of us. So we like, yo, we all can go on tour. The 90s kids of hip hop. Let's do it. Let's go on tour together. Let's go.
God, that would be so
everybody's with it. So you know what I'm saying? Now we just at the point where we just trying to get promoters and trying to get people to book us, you know what I'm saying? And come out on the road, and you know.
Yo, I'm definitely with it, man. You know, I ain't gonna lie. Illegal. Who's the youngsters? Y'all was.
We got Lil Vicious. We got A+.
Oh my God, Lil Vicious
talking about
is
all
dope.
of us. We talking about all of us.
A+. Oh my God.
Me, A+, Little Vicious, Chi Ali, the youngsters. Hopefully the living member of Crisscross can come out. You know. And we make something happen.
That would be ill, and he can do it too, because everybody knows that record. At least you know what I mean. Like, so and then some.
So for the fans, man, if y'all want to see that, man, you know what I'm saying. You know what y'all got to do.
Let me. You know what? I'm gonna hire Charlie Mack. Charlie Mack can pull that off. Charlie Mack.
Yeah, you know. I mean, it's just like, you know.
Charlie Mack doing a big show in Atlantic City.
Okay.
So it's. He could do it.
Yeah,
if he's interested.
I'm thinking, you know, we talking about an era where if it wasn't me, the chicks had somebody's post on their wall, one of ours.
Right.
You know what I mean? Facts. We talking Right On magazines and stuff like that. Like that's when it was like, if you was in a magazine, it was that deal. You know what I'm saying? It was a total different experience for the hip hop game. You know what I mean?
Now, one thing I want to talk to you about is your legendary appearance at Madison Square Garden. It was you, Scoop, Big Daddy Kane, and Pac and Big, on the same stage. That freestyle is legendary, and far too often they cut to just Pac and Big, and we don't hear the rest of it. But talk about that, and you know what it was like and what it meant to you to be a part of that piece of history.
Well, at this time, you know, let's start from the beginning. I had met Kane. You know what I mean? And Kane, you know what I'm saying, always to this day been like my godfather, you know, and the advice he gave me, you know what I'm saying? It's so bad. Like when I went to prison, I ain't call him or write him. I was like, I ain't calling this nigga. I don't want to hear this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I came home and we spoke or whatever. So we had a good laugh. He was like, I'm waiting for you. And I said, nah, that's not a conversation I wanted to have. You know, I just felt like, I need to go through, handle what I have to handle, and I'll get back. So Kane, I had met him when I was really young, and he kind of took me under the wing. He would let me go on tour with him and tour around. This before I had a record out. And it was actually his performance at the Budweiser Superfest at Madison Square Garden. So all of us was pretty very much up and coming. You know, Pac had just did Juice, but he was on the come up. Big was on the come up. Everybody was on the come up, and he allowed us to come out and freestyle on his set, and gave us that opportunity. So that's all on Kane.
Yeah,
but Mr. C's the one who recorded it because he used Kane's DJ. So if it wasn't for Mr. C, we would probably, if you wasn't there that night, you would have never heard it.
Nice. Shout out to Kane. He's known to put a lot of people in the game. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Speaking of which, Jay-Z, you, Old Dirty.
Yes.
Who else is on that record?
Sauce Money.
What was the name?
Show and Prove.
Busta Move. Yeah. How was that? I mean, again, the same thing. You know, you got these heavyweights.
Yeah.
You know, at Madison Square Garden, you got Pac. I mean, you know, Kane is incredible. Yes. But then Pac and Big.
Yeah.
It was, and now on this record, you got Prime, Old Dirty. You got Jay-Z in his prime. Yeah. Really in his prime.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Jay said, I mean, once he said, I'm like Prince Jeans, I bring the ass out of nigga. I said, oh my God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's incredible, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How was that being on that song? It's not a freestyle, that song. And were you nervous? Like,
I was just hype, man. Like, I was hype off the fact that I'm hanging out with Kane.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody else didn't really matter. Not to say they didn't matter.
No, that makes sense.
But it was like, we all rapping. I was just a shorty around. I'm like, what's up, big bro? Like, you know how I am. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, I was cooling with them. But I'm sitting there like, going to school. Like, man, I was just hanging with Kane.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's hard to conceive that right now because right now, Jay, Pac, Pac, Big legends. Kane is a legend too.
Yes.
But more like 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
But his star was incredible. Hard for people to understand that. So of course I know.
Big.
Yeah, for real. Kane is that dude.
Yeah. Yep. That's a fact.
I didn't know this either previously, but Jay-Z mentioned you in his book?
Yeah, he actually did. And again, like,
what did he say? I don't even know what he said.
I mean, I read it. He said something to the extent of, I inspired him to write the song "Coming of Age" because he seen that I was a young guy in a business and making grown man moves at a young age, and he seen the similarities on the street of young guys in the drug game. So he wanted to make a record showing both sides of it. Gotcha. Now, he says in his book that he reached out to my peoples and they said I couldn't do the record. Now, I don't know. I never,
the song Coming of Age.
Yeah, the song Coming of Age.
Oh, okay.
So then when they said I couldn't do the record, he gave the opportunity to Bleak. You know what I mean? Which he did a great job. I love the song, you know what I mean? But I'm like, God damn, I could have been on that song. You know what I'm saying? But because I was a fan of Jay, you know what I'm saying? Like, still to this day. And it's just like, like, it's just one of those things like, damn, like, if he'd have just like tapped me on the shoulder, like, yo, shorty, what's up? I got some studio come through. Right. I would have been there and that would have been that. But what's for you is for you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That was for Bleak. Obviously, the universe had that for him. You know what I'm saying? So just respect, man. Maybe one day Jay be like, yo, let's get together now. It'll be cool.
Anything's possible. And quite frankly, the way Jay moves now, it's extremely possible because he's really creating an empire that's all inclusive. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so you got your Fat Joes and your, Jada Kisses.
Yeah.
And you also got Alicia Keys, you know what I'm saying, on the same roster. So, so that's very possible. Yeah. So what's like your relationship to Wu-Tang now? I mean, a lot has changed. We got a whole Wu-Tang series right now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? RZA's doing big things in film and TV. Yeah. Even Ray, I know you had some beef with him.
Yeah. Me and Ray's all right today.
Y'all cool?
Yeah, we cool.
Yeah, that's what's up.
We ironed that out. My relationship, I mean, we I've been away for a while. I came back. I mean, I would say we on speaking terms, you know what I'm saying? We exchange numbers, you know what I mean? Business, I don't know. Like, I'm not expecting things, man, because I've learned when you expect things, you get let down. So I'm not gonna expect things. I'm just gonna live each day and live in the moment. You know what I'm saying? If there's an opportunity there for me that they're willing to give me, or anybody in a position to, help me get back where I need to be, then I'm for it if it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But if it's not, like, I don't want to do homeboy business. I don't want to do, yo, here's the chain, here's the car right now. I'm not into that. I have kids. You know what I'm saying? My focus and my directions is on another plane. But you know, I'm not canceling anything out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. Have you seen the Wu-Tang Saga?
I started to watch it. And you know, it's funny because Ghost had me like, "What you doing?" I said, "Yo, I'm watching the saga." He said, "What you mean you watching the saga?" Like you live, you like you
right,
there.
Right,
I said, "Nah, I got to see this." You know what I'm saying? It's cool.
Yeah,
it's
cool. How, you know, how realistic is it? Is it how close to the real is it?
See, this is the thing, right? Everybody. It could be one incident, right? And I'll tell the story one way, you'll tell it another way, and he'll tell it another way. So I can't say from the perspective of whoever told the story. I don't really know much about it. That was the way they seen things. You know what I'm saying? I may have seen them different from my eyes. And so many other people that's from the neighborhood might be like, "Oh, that is," but you don't know because it's not about you. It's not about me. It's about them. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say what happened or what didn't happen, the intricacies of things that happened. All I can speak on is what I observed. You know what I'm saying?
I was with Divine and Power the first night of the screening, and it was comedy. It was really funny. They were like, "Yo, were we?" You know what I mean? It was hilarious to me. But I like the series. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I mean, you know, one thing about Wu-Tang, man, always innovative, always raising the bar or something, man. I'm excited because it still helps me. You know what I'm saying? Either way it go, you know what I'm saying? Their success, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy for them.
You feel like you could be maybe an actor, and you know what I'm saying? Like you have that under your belt.
Yeah, I could, you know, or I could be written in as my part because, like I said, I was there. You know what I'm saying? But it also depends on, you know, it depends on the business side. Again, you know what I'm saying? If it makes sense for them to tell Shyheim's story or not. But if not, I'll tell my own story and I'll put them in it.
Right. I feel you. I like that. Now, a lot of people may have forgotten, but you did do quite a bit of acting.
Yes.
The first thing I think I saw you in was Waterfalls from TLC. Is that your debut?
Yeah.
Talk about that experience and you know how TLC is iconic. You know what I mean?
Man, shout out to TLC. Rest in peace to Left Eye.
Yeah, rest in peace. I met Left Eye too.
Yeah,
I used to work when I first moved to the city. I used to work in this store called House of Nubian, and House of Nubian was down in the Village, I guess.
Yeah.
And it was a little culture spot, right? Like, so people go there, get chew sticks, Negro League jerseys, whatever. So this little chick, like she was so small, comes in there. A lot of celebs used to come in there, but Prodigy, Jill Scott, all that. She had no makeup, no nothing. She's just so small. I think she had a hoodie on. I'm like, yo, are you Left Eye? She was like, yeah, I'm Left Eye. I saw, I was working a cashier. Yeah. She signed her autograph. She signed it. You paid with credit card. I was like, yo, I want to keep this story because you know what I mean. But anyway, that's just my little story from meeting her. But she was a beautiful spirit.
Yeah, man. Gary Gray and those guys and TLC, of course, gave me the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
At that time, it was real shaky for me even making that transition because hip hop. It was rules. There was do's and don'ts. And kind of acting was kind of on the side of you don't do that because it's kind of like selling out. Anything from not the underground and the base of hip hop, you was considered selling out. If your song really made it on mainstream radio, you was not really in the end no more.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was just like, yo, man, I don't know about this, you know what I'm saying? And then, the guy's like, yo, man, you got a gift, man. You gotta, do it. So I did it, and then after that, I got calls to do Original Gangsters, The Preacher's Wife, In Too Deep, and Robin Townsend gave me an opportunity to be on the show, The Parenthood.
Yeah, right. Now, one thing that happened to you, and I don't know if this is coordinated with your maybe not acting as much, but you had got cut in your face. I see the scar.
Yeah.
Now, did that Was that what did that
Well,
represent?
that ain't really affect my acting.
It
Because
didn't.
anything, they would have loved it to have it on screen. It makes the
Okay.
character look more real.
Right.
But it just changed things in my life. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? And then I just started to go down a different path.
Right.
Because sometimes we allow people and circumstances to take us from being our true selves.
Right.
So
Okay.
then your ego and all this start to play a part, and then you become someone else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You become doing things that you start to do things that you might not do
Yeah.
necessarily. But then those characteristics are within you. So then you start to become what you see and you emulate. You know what I'm saying? So the rules, or the so-called rules that's supposed to be out there, like this and that, like a real dude is this, a real dude is that. When you get older and you start to see the world for what it is, that nobody really gives a fuck, you know what I'm saying? You'll see that, yo, all that shit is bullshit.
Yeah.
Real people are home, taking care of their family, you know what I'm saying, progressing, working with each other as brothers and sisters, not hurting each other.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah.
So what would you say you have like learned? Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm a man of a certain age, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was talking to one of my friends today, really coaching her through some difficult times. And when you get experience, good or bad, you learn a lot. And you talked about like almost like getting away from who you were to be who you are now. Like what have you learned, would you say?
Most importantly, I learned to live in the moment. I learned to not focus on the past or focus on the future too much, because if you do that, you miss right now.
Right.
You miss right now. You don't want to miss the now.
Right.
You want to just enjoy everything, good or bad, because there's lessons in bad that are good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when it's happening, sometimes we can't see it.
Right.
And sometimes we allow circumstances to make us make irrational decisions before thinking about the consequences. So I learned, think about the consequence first before I act. Because once I think about the consequences of what could happen in the situation, 9 times out of 10, I won't do it unless I say fuck it.
Right.
And then I gotta accept everything that comes with it.
Yeah. How are your kids now?
Oh, they're great.
Yeah.
My daughter, she's 15. My son's they're 12. Piece of work. You know what I'm saying? It's you know, it's learning. I mean, for me, I'm old to them. You know, just like anybody else. My old dad, and my daughter gets a kick out of her friends. Say, my friends love your music, Dad. They like old school music, and I'm like, what?
Right.
Like, you know, I'm cool to hang out.
Right.
What
Right.
you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to get with their crowd. You know what I'm saying? To
Nice.
find out what's on their mind, what they like, and things like that.
Okay. So, you know, talking about moving forward, moving ahead, you mentioned chronicling your life, possibly. You mentioned a book or some things. What do you see?
Well, while I was away, I used my time wisely. You know, like I said, I used to just think of things, and I'm like reminiscing. I'm like, yo, man, I need to put this on paper. So at first, it started out just as, you know, something to do, and then it started to take a life of its own and form into an autobiography.
Okay.
My first steps is recording an audio version of it, a new style of audio book, I might say. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully people like it and support it, and then, you know, we move further. Hopefully a film. Hopefully, you know, just all opportunities, man. You know what I mean?
Okay, dope. Now, I gotta ask you. Obviously, you're known for your rhyme skills. Do you intend to pick up the mic again?
Yeah, that's one of those things. That's like your first girl. Like I love the rap. You know what I'm saying? But I learned that the word is so powerful that you can predict your future with it. So now that I learned that, it's like, you know, right before I went away, right, it's bugged out. I did a song called "Mama, I Killed the Man," and then it happened.
Yeah, right.
I talked about certain things in my life before.
Right.
Then it happened.
Yeah.
So I'm like, one day it just clicked on my brain. I said, yeah.
Yeah.
They said first there was the word.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, this is real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm just a little more cautious of what I say and what I represent, because I can put that bad energy to come back to me.
Yeah.
And that's not what I want. So, you know, but I have to stay true to my fans, and they want a certain thing as well. You know what I'm saying? And just to give my testimony, man. Yeah, so the book is definitely gonna have new music in it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? yeah, man, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to shed it all off. You know what I'm saying? To get it out. Like once it's out, I don't gotta reminisce about it no more. I don't gotta talk about it no more. It's out. You know, people gonna say what they want to say. People gonna feel how they want to feel. I don't pretend to be perfect. I'm not exempt from making mistakes. I've made a bunch of mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to make lesser mistakes now. You know what I mean? I'm still the same. I'm just making better choices now.
I gotta ask you, rap, hip hop has changed a lot over 5 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
It's in a whole new space. And you know, I've always been proud of being able to like pretty much everything.
Yeah.
But I gotta admit, I'm getting to a space where I'm like, I don't know.
Well, you know, with music, it's always been that from generation to generation. If you go back, if we just gonna stay with hip hop, the founders of hip hop, once the next generation of the 80s came in, they really didn't like what they was doing.
Right, you're
right.
right.
And then the 80s had their time, and then they didn't really like what the 90s was doing. And then the 90s had their time, and they didn't really like the 2000 music. And now the early 2000 people who made that music don't really like this new. It's just the evolutionary process. It's just the rebellion of those kids. We can't relate to that because we're not in that space.
Right.
We learned consequences, so we like, yo, this is negative, this is talking all that. But what's the difference from what they was doing when we was saying roll a blunt and hold a 40? Yo, watch your back, son, it's going down. Like this their time. And this is their era, and this is what they speaking about, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. I just wish them luck. I mean, I enjoy it sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Some better than others.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, you gotta let people be them, man. I don't have no opinion about it in a negative way. I just wish them success. You know, they're young black kids, you know what I'm saying? Or not black kids. They just human beings making a way and then doing something that they love to do.
Yeah. All right. Now I gotta, you know, I love to, you know, to talk hip hop with folks. And I don't know why I'm fascinated with people's top 5 dead or alive, because I think it just tells a lot about the individual as much as, you know, who they looked up to, whatever. Do you have a top 5, and can we get that?
I probably got. I've tried it. It's like impossible for me. I would then have to try to break it down in eras, which I still get 10 to 12 people because it all affect me differently. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. That's something I can't.
You don't want to try that?
I really can't, because it's unfair. It's unfair. It's unfair in a sense, you know what I mean? Because it's just, you know, I like hip hop. I love hip hop so much. It's like me saying, okay, for the era with Kane, it's Slick Rick, it's Public Enemy, it's De La Soul, it's you know what I'm saying? It's just so many more KRS, Slick Rick, Dana Dane. It's just like, yo, where I can go on and on and on. EPMD. It's just like, yo, you know. How do you do that?
Right. Yeah, I feel you. Now, one thing I didn't know. You're
LL Cool J.
LL, of course.
Can't leave L. You know what I mean? It's just like, yo, how do I fit all of that greatness
and forget about it,
one
Wu-Tang.
hand?
You know, you got
well, that's a whole nother era. Now we get into that, then we got to go Wu-Tang alone. I got 5 favorites.
Right. Yeah.
Like, that's just one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's great.
Understood. Who do your kids, you know, who do they listen to?
I don't even know. You know, because I try not to listen to too much. It's like, because I want to create, and I don't want to have that influence on what I do, because where I was at, I didn't hear. If you wasn't Katy Perry and you wasn't country music, I was so far. I didn't hear no hip hop. It wasn't really till I got down closer to facilities closer to New York, probably about 30 days before I was released. You know, maybe 60 days to 90, I started hearing the radio, and I'm hearing Flex, and I'm like, hold on. I'm like, this is Flex?
Right.
I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, nah, this is such and such. But the young boys in the penitentiary, it's like, yo, this is lit, it's lit. So I'm looking, I'm like, all right, well, shit is lit. Like, they like, yo, big bro, yo, you can't go out there wearing that big sweater, man. So it's like, my greens, when I first got my greens, they was baggy, my greens, you know what I mean? Next thing I know, I'm like, yo, I need another pair of greens. Like, I gotta get with the times. I'm not trying to be like, you know what I mean? Nah, man, so.
Yo, I wanted to say, man, thanks for for coming through, brother.
Anytime, Chuck. You know that,
you,
man.
We're gonna build for real.
That's what's up.
And we're gonna support you, man, as you make your
G.
way back and
Thank you.
and whatever you need. You know what I mean? Just let me know.
Thank you, big bro. I appreciate it, man. Thank y'all out there for, fans and my fans, maybe not my fans, just being patient with me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I'm gonna try to get it right this time.
You good?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.